This episode of XNA Roundup is sponsored by Duality ZF, a new arcade-style shooter experience coming to the Xbox 360.
Dude, are you ready or what?
I've been ready this whole time.
Well, let's shoot this thing.
All right.
Hey folks, welcome back to the XNA Roundup Show. This is episode number 26. I'm your host, Nick the Dude. Joining me again today is Carlos Rodella from Mevio.com.
What is up, people?
Here at XNA Roundup headquarters, we find the best games on the Xbox Live community games section and give you the rundown on what's worth playing each and every week.
We sure do. And you have to have that because there's so many games coming out all the time, especially now. It seems like there's lots of community games coming out. So we gotta go through them for you so you don't have to spend all that time.
Yeah, and actually, we've missed a couple, so we wanted to go back and check out maybe something that you have missed, maybe something that we have missed, and just give you our thoughts on the games.
Yeah, and you miss them because I go back through the new arrivals and I'm like, wait, I totally did not play that game. So let's start off with Biology Battle.
Right, Biology Battle. It's a dual stick shooter, a little bit like Geometry Wars. What'd you think?
It was fun from the beginning because, did you watch the cutscene in the beginning, the little
I have a
thing?
confession to make. I occasionally skip cutscenes. I'm a bad person.
He's a cutter. Scene cutter?
Cutter, man.
No, I don't.
That's so wrong.
Scene cutter. He's a scene cutter.
Okay.
He doesn't watch them. But it started off good. It started off funny. Had a funny little story in the beginning.
It's like you're a nanobot.
Nanobot. It's like you are the nanobot.
Right.
And it started a funny little comic in the beginning. Then there's kind of these loading screens, kind of these boot up screens,
right,
to get you into this world of cellular battle, as it were. And it is fun. From the beginning, it was Geometry Wars, pretty much.
Yeah, if you're a Geometry Wars fan, you'll definitely find something here. Definitely worth playing. Tons of power-ups.
Tons of power-ups. The power-ups are fun. The power-ups are needed. It is pretty hardcore.
It's hardcore, but it's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
Really well fleshed out game.
Yeah, you get in trouble early, and you need the power-ups to actually literally make just it through stage 1 or whatever. And they have these little power-ups called satellites that kind of work momentarily for you, like 10, 15 seconds.
Right.
And kind of clear out an area so you can breathe.
Right.
And then you can go about your business trying to find
And I like the
power-ups.
little humor the creator put in there. Just when you pick up a power-up, you get like a little quote or something, a little jab at you. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The enemy design was so cool. It was so varied and cool.
Like the bubble guy, there's a bubble guy.
Those guys with like made out a bunch of squares. Did you get to that part?
Oh, I didn't.
He sucked.
I'm not good at shooters, obviously. No, I like the squids. I saw the squid kind of guys.
Okay,
like the jellyfish or whatever. So anyway, yeah, it was pretty varied and pretty fun.
I also loved how as you're competing in the global high scores, which is awesome. You can there's a global high score ranking, and it actually updates you real time as you're shooting things. So you see kind of your rank, you move up the ranks a little bit, which is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
I also, last thing I'll say is I liked they had the speed thing. Did you ever use it?
I didn't even know you had a speed thing.
L trigger.
No way.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that this game slipped by our radar. It definitely deserves a place in like top 10 community games. Sorry we missed it. Our apologies to developer.
Sorry.
So anyways, we're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to look at a gameplay trailer for Duality ZF. So check that out. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the trailer. What'd you think of that?
I'm itching to play that game.
I am too.
Every time they show, they're like, and more new things.
I know.
More levels.
Yeah, I've actually talked to the developers quite a bit, and they just keep adding more stuff, and it's like, come on, just
give it to us.
Release the game, please,
yes,
man.
because you know you can release stuff afterwards too.
That's true.
Hook us up.
But that is some hardcore. That's some hardcore stuff.
It is. Looks cool, man.
Are you ready for that
Duel
much action?
I am ready for that action.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. So, anyways, back to our show. Next up, we're gonna talk about Air Legends, which is a kind of arcadey flight sim. It's not a sim. It's an arcade flight World War II little game. What'd you think?
Well, as you could just see what I was doing there, it is definitely not a sim.
It's not a sim.
Man, I wanted to like this game. That's how I'll start it. Because it reminds me of the old Atari 2600 game, which again, I'm probably 100 million years older than you.
You know?
Do you remember Combat?
That
For
sounds
Atari
familiar.
2600?
I don't know if I...
Well,
it does sound familiar. I've played it recently.
So the tank game that everybody copied.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
you
whatever.
played, or was it
two tanks or whatever?
Or like
or
two
planes. Yeah,
okay.
so it was pretty much combat, right? So anything you could battle with these little pixels, they would shoot at each other. And so tank was the first one, and then they did airplanes in the sky where you're like, you know, you only have the different directions, like flying like this, and you're shooting other planes. So it was essentially the identical version of the old Atari 2600 Combat, which I kind of would have liked, you know, especially if there was more modes like the Atari one, which had like 96 modes, like Duality.
Yeah.
So anyways, I didn't like it because, well, one, okay, I like parts of it, but generally I didn't like it because again, that physics, like the detection of hitting the planes.
Right.
I couldn't tell if I'm
tough.
hitting
The
a
bullets
plane.
were a bit slow.
Yeah, and even when I hit them, I didn't know.
Okay.
If I shot those missiles,
Right,
I felt like, okay, now I knew I blew that guy up. But if not, I didn't know if I was winning or not when it comes to hitting them. Secondly, just modes in general. I mean, there's not much there right now, you know?
I mean, there's a few modes. There's a co-op mode. There's like a versus player, kind of multiplayer mode, and there's also a skywriting mode, which is kind of interesting. Did you happen to catch that? Where you just it's just kind of casual. You just float around, you make little designs in the sky.
Yeah.
The graphics actually were really good, and I like the particle effects of like the smoke and the fire.
Yep, there's potential there.
And kind of like the layers. Yeah, my thought was that it could really use kind of a campaign mode where there was like bosses and different objectives.
More stuff.
It was just, as it is, it's just kind of a multiplayer mishmash. Basically, there was nothing that would say, oh, like bringing me back to play it. Like you play the one time and it's you
played it.
You played it.
It's set up for something pretty cool, like you're saying. An adventure mode, a story mode, a boss, right?
Right.
So just go ahead, developers, and flesh it out.
Cool. Well, let's move on to our last game, which is Duotrix. It's a Tetris-style game, a little bit of a match 3 block puzzle. It's not really like Tetris. A little bit is, but not very much. Just one block at a time. And actually, your screen is divided into a half, basically, horizontally. You can see the game is that you're controlling like a mirrored board where you put the blocks into the puzzle at the same time.
Yeah, so you're controlling both sides of this dual board.
Right. It's a little confusing at first.
It sure is, and they're obviously most of the time they're different colors of these bricks that are coming down the screen. So you're pretty much playing either one or the other side.
Right.
Right. You're not playing them at the same time ever. I don't think.
Well,
like, so,
if you hit one, if one hits down first and touches down, then you're free to move the other one independently.
Oh, right. I think I did that by accident.
Right.
Once.
Right.
Yeah, but in general, you're like looking for the three of a kind, and on one of the screens or the other. It seems like, you know.
Three of a kind. Yeah.
Right, and then once you nail that, like, yeah, you can feel free to move the other one around.
Yeah, and if you get two at once, if you get two lines at once, it's like a little bonus.
Oh, right. There was a lot of boxes with circles. I probably should have looked at the legend, but I didn't know what some of the stuff was.
Right.
Like a box with a circle in it, and then something exploded, and I was like, I guess that's good.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, the game art was great. The really polished interface as far as like getting into the game. It just, I think if they would have added something more than just single blocks falling, like maybe a line or like a weird shape, kind of more Tetris-y.
Yeah.
I think that would have really taken it up a notch.
Or for me, what I was actually wanting out of the game, so listen, take it with a grain of salt or whatever, if you're listening, is I wanted that more interaction between the two boards. Like, I really kept feeling, like, so when you control it, you probably saw in the video,
that would be cool.
But the bricks are coming down, and you're making them come down together, right, like this. So I want to when I'm bringing them together to that line to be involved somehow, Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm
to
not
be able
sure.
to go through somehow, like the two screens,
right,
in some way. That's because that mechanic makes you feel like you want the line to be involved.
Right.
That was my main thing, and change the music a little bit.
Yeah, the music was very repetitive.
Yeah,
it's like
please.
the same loop about 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be good, though, if you just want to listen to podcasts, I was thinking.
Right.
Like, just skip the music altogether.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of chill once you get into the zone.
It is fluid, though, too. It feels really fluid
Yeah.
to play it, so.
All right, folks. That's our show for this week. Thank you for watching. As always, you can get show updates at twitter.com/XNA Roundup. You can follow Carlos at
Twitter.com/Shinawa.
Also, email questions, comments, or suggestions to xnaroundup@gmail.com. Thanks a lot, folks. We'll see you next week.
This is my impersonation of Nick for everything, ever. Ready? Ready?
I'm waiting.